Hi everybody, my name is Peter, and today I'm going to show you guys how I like to do lava dragons. For skill requirements, there's not too many. I would strongly suggest 75 plus mage. Lava dragons are in the wild, and there's a strong chance of you getting PK'd. And the reason I would suggest 75 plus mage is it lets you bring a trident of the seas. Now, on top of being higher damage per minute than something like Ivan Blast, it also has the added benefit of if you die with trident and you protect it, which you will with the gear that I'm going to suggest you bring, you keep all of the charges on it, whereas if you die with, say, Ivan Staff and a bunch of casts for Ivan Blast, you will drop those runes, and that could be potentially a lot of money, depending on how many casts you bring. When I go to lavas, I like to bring a full trident, and while I could bank the hides, I usually stay there till I get an elite, so if you brought as many casts for an Ivan Staff as I do for a trident, it would be a significant amount of money if you get PK'd, which realistically is a strong possibility. Other skill requirements, I would suggest 70 plus prayer, just in case you get PK'd, but it's not really necessary. However, 37 is a strong benefit because you can use Protect from Magic. A lot of the people that come to lavas to PK will Ice Barrage you, and if you can just get one of those to splash, it could mean the difference between getting out of there and dying. Similarly, high defense and high HP, they aren't necessary for killing the lava dragons, however they do help if you are getting PK'd. So on to the gear. I have an occult necklace, which a lot of people don't like, however it's really cheap right now. Last I checked they were about 330k. And what it does is, on top of giving higher magic accuracy than a glory, it also increases your magic damage by 10%. Which a percentage increase similar to Staff of the Dead, and it also stacks with Staff of the Dead. So it is definitely helpful. It's definitely better than a glory for doing lava dragons. The reason some people will still bring a glory is as an emergency teleport. Unlike most teleports, a glory can be used past 20 wild up until 30. However, instead of bringing a glory, I bring a Slayer ring because it can also be used up to 30 wild, and it's a lot cheaper than a glory, and it lets me bring an occult necklace. For the cape, pretty much any god cape will do. These are very easy to get. You just have to go do the Mage Arena minigame, which takes all of maybe 10 minutes to get the cape, and it's, I think, like 23k to replace if you die. It's under 25k at least, so that's not a huge loss if you lose it, and it gives a lot of, I think it gives 10 magic accuracy, yeah, 10 magic accuracy, and it also gives some magic defense, 10 magic defense as well. So, like I mentioned before, it will help, hopefully, people barraging you will splash if you're wearing this as opposed to not. I bring a Mystic Robe top. This isn't really necessary because you're not going to miss very often on lava dragons. However, similar to the Zami cape, it gives, or whatever god cape you bring, it gives magic accuracy and magic defense, both of which are helpful at lavas for killing them and surviving PKers. I bring a Book of Darkness because it's the best offhand for maging. You can bring an anti-fire shield, and you can bring both if you want to equip this when you're running past the lava dragons, and then swap to your Book of Darkness when you're safe spotting. I don't bother because it's not really necessary, because, I mean, I might get hit once, but it's only like 20 damage or so. And if you're there for half an hour, you're going to regen it back anyways. Trident of the Seas, as I mentioned before, the way this works is you charge it ahead of time. So as you see right here, it has 2,500 charges. So each charge costs 1 chaos, 1 death, 5 fires, and 10 GP. So it's about 1 mil to charge, last I checked rune prices. And that will last you for quite a while. Unlike, I believe, every other spell in the game that has a 3-second cast time, or delay between casts rather, it has a 2.4, so it's a bit faster. And it's got pretty high DPM. The max hit is based off your magic level, so at higher magic levels it will be a lot more efficient. I'm only at 81 magic, and depending on drops I usually will break even. But the reason I go here is for elites, not really for money, because I like doing elites because I find them fun. Gloves, basically I bring rune gloves because they're a lot cheaper than Barrow's gloves, and I don't really care if I lose them. They're not even 10k, so it's not a huge deal. And this is extremely important. Ring of Wealth Imbued. For those of you who don't know, you buy a Imbue scroll at the Bounty Hunter shop, and it will let you get clue scrolls essentially twice as often. It doubles the chance of getting a clue scroll while you're in the wilderness only. Lava dragons have a 1 in 250 chance of dropping elites regularly, so with this it's 1 in 125, which is actually about as common as a hard clue scroll from pretty much anything that drops them, with the exception of hellhounds and steel dragons. So it lets you get lavas pretty often. With 81 magic, I average about 20 casts from my trident per kill, which adds up to 125 dragons per trip, which is coincidentally the 1 in 125 chance of getting an elite and 125 kills per trip means I have actually not gone dry on a trip since I started staying there till I get an elite. I used to bank all the black d'hide, but now I don't bother because it takes quite a while to bank and quite a while to get back there, so it's not really worth the effort in my opinion. So that's pretty much it. I mean, you can swap this out for like a Zami book or, like I said, Dragon Fire Shield, or nothing even. It only gives you 10 magic accuracy, and like I said, you won't miss very often. So I mean, you could theoretically just go with these two items and get similar results. However, because I don't really care if I die with this stuff on, like this I can buy back. Both of these actually you can buy back from Peridou for under 50k. Rune Gloves are under 10k, and Ring of Wealth imbued. The thing with this is, even if you die with it and protect it, you still lose the imbue. However, if you have protect item on, you will protect your trident, your mystic robe top, your occult necklace, and your Ring of Wealth. Like I said, it'll lose the imbue, which is, I believe, about 90k. The scrolls are like 30 to 50k, I'm not really sure. And after you get the scroll, it costs another 50k coins to actually imbue your ring. And you will lose that regardless, but I mean, this altogether is like a 150k risk max. So, and even if you like dropped all this stuff, it would still be a 100k risk. So I feel like it's worth it. But if you don't have any of these other items, don't worry about it. You can literally just go with Trident and Ring of Wealth imbued. So as for the inventory, you're going to want to bring a couple alks. You can bring a fire staff as opposed to fire runes. Actually, that's I meant to bring that many. They do drop Addy and rune items that you can elk and get longer trips. However, it's not really necessary. You can just bank them and bring them back instead of d'hide. Also, you can bring a fire staff instead of fire runes, but I mean, this is like 500 GP and it saves me having to swap, and I can elk during combat. Another important thing to bring is your pestle and mortar. This will let your trips last significantly longer because lava dragons have a 100% drop called a lava dragon scale, which you can grind up with the pestle and mortar into shards, which I should have some. Yeah, there they are. These things look like fishing bait. They're anywhere from 250 to 300 GP each. You get 3 to 6 per shard, so that adds up to like 750 to anywhere like up to 1.8k per scale. And rather than leave them in your inventory and have them take up space, you can grind them up to conserve space, which is really important when you're doing lava dragons because your inventory will fill up with their drops pretty quick. You're also going to want to bring an axe if you have 57 woodcutting and up, because the way I get there is taking a canoe. Alternatively, you can pull the edge lever and run downwards to them. Actually, I'll show you where they are on the map right now. They're just right here on the aptly named Lava Dragon Isle. So if you take the canoe, you wind up right here, and you can run over here. You can also this is Edgeville down here. You can run up to this Wilderness Obelisk and hope that it teleports you to this one and run there. It's a little bit longer and less consistent. Also, you can just run all the way up there if you don't want to take the obelisks, and you can pull the edge lever, which will teleport you here, and you can run down that way. But like I said, I like bringing the axe because it's the quickest way, and it's extremely consistent. You don't have to worry about the obelisks, so that's what I do. I also bring a prayer potion, just one. It doesn't need to be a 4-dose necessarily, but I like to bring it in case somebody comes to PK me and I don't want to get smited. I can leave all my prayers on and not have to worry, because I put on like Piety, Protect Item, and Protect Mage, and I have no Mage bonus, except for like the God Cape. I have negligible Mage bonus, I should say, so the prayer potion helps. You're also going to want to bring a stamina potion, because if somebody comes to PK you and you can run longer than them, it can mean you live and get away. Like I mentioned before, you're going to bring a Slayer Ring as your emergency teleport. You can also use Glory, and there's a couple of other things that teleport you out. I mean, if you don't have any of them, you can bring a House Tab or teleport runes. However, they won't work past 30 wild, so you might have to run a little bit farther. But to be honest, if you get from Lava Dragons to 30 wild, you're probably already safe. But if not, this could be helpful. Another thing to note, actually, that I mentioned before, to teleport with the Slayer Ring, you have to click it twice. So you need to hit teleport and then click again for where you want to teleport. So if you're going to teleport away from a PKer, wait until they hit you, because say like you get here and you hit teleport and they hit you now, this message will go away and then you won't be able to successfully teleport. But if you click it fast enough, it shouldn't really make a difference. Looting bag, I do not have one. If you have one, I would strongly suggest bringing it. Hopefully, if you don't have one while you're at Lava Dragons, one will drop, because they can drop from Lava Dragons. And that will let you bank a lot of the D'hide and items that they drop that you don't necessarily want to alch. But I mean, most of their drops you either alch or you grind with the Pestle and Mortar and you just stuff the bag with D'hide, but they do have a couple of drops that you do not want to alch. And finally, I would strongly suggest bringing a couple of sharks. I don't have that many left, but I'll bring 11 just so my inventory looks nice. You can bring more, obviously. However, you're going to want to save up some space just so you're not like constantly dropping stuff or like throwing stuff in your looting bag every single kill, because it can get a little bit annoying. And I mean, this is usually enough to get away. So, well, with my stats anyways, if you're going there with a lot lower stats, you may want to bring a couple more rows of sharks just in case. But that's the only thing that I would change here is maybe throw in a looting bag. Well, definitely throw in a looting bag and maybe a couple more sharks, but I'm not going to really worry about that. So now, to get to Lava Dragons, like I said, I'm going to take the canoe. There are plenty of other ways to get there, as I mentioned before, but the canoe is really handy. So you just run over here, and you'll see the arrow, and you're going to shop at the canoe station. Also, before you get in there, set up your quick prayer to protect item, piety, and protect mage. The reason you have piety on is just for the defense, which is 25%, which is a lot. If you don't have it, you can set up, say, like steel skin or even chivalry in your quick prayer instead. But I mean, I've got piety, so I'm going to use it. You're going to want to go up to the wilderness pond there, and that gets you most of the way to Lava Dragons. Just go through this cool cave. And then you're going to run straight north past these intimidating level 42s. A couple chaos runes if you want to make some quick bank. And then when you see the lava, you're going to want to go east over it. This is the island that, or the lava that was surrounding the Lava Dragon Island. It's not uncommon to see some white dots here, so don't freak out if you do. Hopefully they're just friendly Lava Dragon killers like me. You're going to want to throw on Protect from Melee if you get too close to these guys. Their max hit with melee is about 20. Yeah, so there's a white dot. I'm going to look over and see. Oh, he's going to try to kill me, okay. So, like you see, he's splashing. And that time he didn't splash. Stop. Okay, so he's going to keep at it. He's not hitting very high. Oh, and he didn't splash, which is not good. So, I got to the Lava Dragon Island, and somebody was there and tried to PK me, but they were not even level 100, so they splashed Barrage like 3 times in a row and got it no problem. But I had to go back and bank and run all the way back here, so figured rather than redo the whole introduction, I would just tack this on there. So, like I mentioned before, that you guys did not see, you get off the canoe and you run north until you see this lava, and you go west, and this is the gate to the Lava Dragon Island. If you see some white dots, obviously be careful because you're in pretty deep wilderness, as you can see. Most of the people that are here, I've found, are pretty cool guys. They just want to kill their lava dragons. Luckily, this is a MP-looking world. So you're going to run past over to, this is my favorite spot, right, oh shoot, not that far. My favorite spot is right here. For a couple of reasons. You've got 2 lava dragons here. The spawn time is pretty quick, as you will see. But these corpses, they don't walk over, so you can use them as a safe spot, as you can see right here, which is why defense and that stuff doesn't matter. So you just sit here and you cast on them. It also lets you look around. If they're coming from over there, you can see them, and usually if you see them, you can log out before they can attack you, because even though I'm technically in combat right now, because I'm attacking this guy, I can still log out immediately. You don't have to wait 10 seconds unless you're attacked. So try to avoid what I did, which is accidentally click out of this safe spot and get attacked, because then if somebody comes, you won't be able to log out immediately. Most people will come from over here in PK. However, occasionally I've been PK'd by a team of people who will spawn over in this area, because a lot of people will do lava dragons over there. Oh, that's a pretty good drop. So obviously just pick up all the stuff and run back. And I'm just going to wait for the other one because I don't want you to, yeah, so it's really quick, as you can see. Occasionally they will spawn over here, and it's pretty hard to react in time to people like that unless you're really focused. But I mean, a lot of the time I come to lava dragons, I'm doing it with a friend or friends, and we'll just be chatting, and then people will come and PK us. But it's not really a huge deal because, I mean, like I said before, you're not risking a whole lot except for the loots that you pick up. And I'm just here for elites, and I mean, a Vizzy would be nice, but if that happens, if I get a super good drop, I'm out of here immediately anyways. So it's not a huge deal if you get PK'd, but obviously try to avoid it. I mean, I know that a lot of people probably don't play with the screen like this, but if you play with the screen like this and you're, say, like focused over here, there's a higher chance of you seeing somebody running across here than just seeing a little white dot on your screen, because there's this yellow dot that moves all around, so you could mistake a white dot for the yellow dot if you aren't looking over here. They also they drop lava runes. Lava runes aren't worth anything more than a fire rune, to be honest, so you can pick them up, but I find they're kind of a space waste. There's not a whole lot more to talk about lava dragons, to be honest. They're not that complex once you get here. Some people were asking me about what gear I used, which is why the first part of this video is like 12 minutes long, and this part's going to be less than 5. So D'hide, actually, you know, I'll go over the drops all together like I do with my boss videos, but as you can see here, you can just in between casts, you can grind up your scales, and they go into shards. I got 5 from each of those, which is pretty nice. And you can, if you're on regular magic, or if you have a friend with you that's on regulars, you can alloc in between casts. And so I think the Rune Long is a free 20k, which is pretty sick. There's somebody over there who is, I hope they're wearing Varax. Oh no, doesn't look like he's going to be a PKer, and he couldn't even if he wanted to, because turns out one of my friends didn't even know this, so in case you guys don't, I will share the information. The level of the wilderness indicates the level range that somebody has to be in to PK you. So for example, I'm 122 combat, which means, and I'm in level 38 wilderness, so that means that anybody that's plus or minus 38 levels from me can attack me. Obviously, max level is 126, and 122 minus 38 is 84? Yeah, 84, right? So anybody from 84 to 126 can try to PK me. So it is a pretty significant level difference, especially if you're like a lower level. And it's like say you're level like in the 60s, then basically a level 100 could come and PK you, and that's a can't even fight. Luckily, I'm 122, so I have a. There's not a lot of people that are higher level than me that will try to PK me. I mean, I don't have. If they saw my inventory, they know that I have no way to fight back. I mean, you can bring like a DBS or something and try to scare people off if you're high enough combat, but I find that running away usually works if you've got a couple sharks and a stamina pot and a prayer pot and a bit of luck on your side. Um, so yeah, this is pretty much it. You just sort of sit here and oh, one other thing I want to mention before I get to the drops. Lava Dragon Bones are better than Dragon Bones if you bury them on a Gilded Altar. However, they're worth burying right here because they give 252 experience if you bury them on Lava Dragon Island, which is 3 more than Dragon Bones on a Gilded Altar. You could bank them and bank them and use them on a Gilded Altar for like I think it's over 300 experience. I'm not 100% sure, but to be honest, it's better to bury them here and bring back a Black D'hide instead, because that means you get the 252 experience. Black D'hide is worth more than regular Dragon Bones, so even if you like traded Black D'hide for Black Dragon Bones, you would then have regular Dragon Bones you could also bury on or burn on a Gilded Altar, which means that you'd get more prayer experience overall. So as you can see, my inventory is getting pretty cluttered. I don't know why I picked up these chocolate cakes so I could heal up to full, I guess. But you don't really need both of them. They dropped 3 of them. I don't know what they're doing with chocolate cakes, but I mean they're a decent drop in case you like accidentally get hit picking up your stuff or on your way here, like I did, and you want to just heal up to full without wasting your sharks. Your inventory will fill up pretty quick, as you've probably noticed, because they drop a lot of D'hide. They drop a lot of unnoted stuff, which is why you bring the elks. But I mean, like I said, I'm here till I get an elite usually, so my trips last a very long time. So I don't really need to pick up all the D'hide. I'd rather just have a nice free inventory right now, and then when I get an elite or when I'm running low on charges, I'll start, or when I get a looting bag, I'll start picking up the D'hide and putting it in there. But that's it for now. I'm gonna kill a few more lava dragons, I think, and then I will throw on the drop table analysis, and I think that'll be it. So enjoy. Alright, so on to the drops. Lava Dragon Bones, you can sell them for about 2k, but as I mentioned before, you're much better off just burying them on the island. Black Dragon Hide, anywhere from like 2.6 to 2.8, depending on how desperately people want them and how cheap you're willing to sell them for. Lava Dragon Scales, again, I mentioned before, you grind them up into 3 to 6 shards, and they sell for 250 to 300 each. Rune Darts, not really worth picking up, because unless you get a bunch of them, they're not going to be worth more than, say, a Black Dragon Hide. Same with Rune Javelins, because they shouldn't even exist. Fire Runes, it's a pretty nice drop. That's like 375 GP, so it's not a whole lot, but they drop them pretty often, as you can see by the word common. And since you can use them to recharge your trident, it's pretty decent. You also use them for elks, but you should have enough for elks anyways. Rune Knives, it's not a lot of them, but these are about 1k each, so it's actually pretty good. Runite Bolts, this used to be a 30k drop, but thanks to everybody doing Skeletal Wyverns, these have dropped to around 200 each, so this is now only like a 6k drop, which is really annoying for people that don't farm Skeletal Wyverns all day. Death Runes are still about 200 each, that's about a 4k drop. Bloods are about 300 each, that's about a 6k drop. Laws, I think, are about 250, so it's a 5k drop. Onyx Bolt Tips are 7k each, so that's a 84k drop, 85k drop, you get a bit more. The reason that people buy them so often is you can, if you have the fletching and magic levels, you can fletch Onyx Bolts and enchant them, and then they alch for 9k each. So you actually get 9k per bolt tip. However, you do need the rune bolts, but like I said, those aren't very expensive. They're like an extra 200 on top of this, because they've dropped so far. And also, you need the runes to enchant them, which I'm not actually sure what the runes are and what the cost of them are. But since that's what most people do with these, I would assume that if you have the fletching, which I believe is 73, and the magic, which I believe is 87. I'm not sure. I'll add an annotation if that's wrong. Then that's probably the best thing you can do with these, or get a friend that can do it for you. These are pretty much all alks. I mean, Addy 2H is like a 3 or 4K alk, I think. Not really sure. Addy Long is 19.2. All battle staffs are 9.3. Rune Axe, this you can alk, but to be honest, I started keeping these because if you use the canoe for lava dragons or KBD or something, and you don't have a stack of worse axes in your bank, like I only have Rune and Dragon axes because I drop all the other ones, and you're risking a Rune axe, these can be nice because rather than elk them, if you die with one, you have a spare. Addy Plate Body is like a 10k elk, 30 something k elk, 10k elk, 30 something k elk, I think. Obviously your unit drop table. Coins. This is pretty much like you'll get either 66 or 3,000. You might get like 100 and I think 160 or something, but it's not really a range. It's just like it's usually 3,000. So you're gonna have a coin stack from alking anyways. So I strongly suggest you just pick up the coins because even if it's only 66, whatever, it sort of adds up. Fire Talisman. These go for like 10 to 15k, I think, because people use fires for fast rune crafting training, so these are pretty good. Fire orbs are 1k each, and keep in mind these are noted, so this is a 15k drop, and if you get it twice, it'll stack with itself, so that's like 30k per slot if you get it twice. So definitely pick these up. Looting bag, as I mentioned, well, chocolate cakes, like I already talked about these, like these aren't worth selling, you just pick them up if you took some damage and want to heal it up. Looting bag is definitely something you will want to pick up. It will only drop if you don't already have one. You cannot get two of them. But if one drops, use it to store dragon hide, because as you've probably noticed, dragon hide is better than everything that doesn't elk, including adamant bars. So basically, elk stuff that isn't dragon hide, the only things you want to stick in your bag are fire orbs. You could do coins if you wanted to, but I mean, you're going to be throwing those in a lot, so maybe don't bother. And you're going to want to pick up the runes because they obviously stack with themselves. And like any of these drops are worth, any of these drops are worth more than black D hide. So keep a stack of all these because all of these stack. Lava runes wouldn't really bother with because they aren't worth anything. Fire runes, I mentioned before, pick them up. But that's pretty much like only these stackable things are the things that you're going to want in your inventory, besides the things you're going to elk. Except for Draconic Visage, obviously, do not elk this unless you want to get on Sparkmac or something, because it's not a good idea. You'll lose about 18 mil, so you shouldn't do that, but I mean, you get free magic experience, I guess, so whatever. And Clue Scrolls, as I mentioned, this is the reason I go there. 1 in 250 with Ring of Wealth imbued, it's 1 in 125. Which is pretty generous for elites. The Wildy bosses have 1 in 100, but obviously you cannot kill them as fast or as easily as lava dragons. You can also get them pretty often from barrows, but again, it's not nearly as relaxing as lava dragons. The only problem with lava dragons are PKers. My trip was cut short because I was talking to somebody there that I have seen there pretty often, and we were just chatting, and he said lava dragons are the most chill thing ever, and then he got hit at 19, and I saw a white dot, so I logged back in 2 minutes later, and they were there waiting for me. Got away, but he did not, so it is usually relaxing, but I'm doing this on a Friday night, where I guess it's more popular than usual. I will throw in a screenshot at the end of this, because I took it, and it was really funny. There was a team of like 3 level 80s, and one of them kept chasing me, and the gear he was wearing was just really funny. So that's it. They also have access to our drop table, like many things, but nothing there is really worth picking up unless you get something that is really rare. And if you're going to get something that rare, you'll probably get a busy instead. So thanks for watching. If you guys have any suggestions for future videos, let me know. Something I haven't mentioned, I'm actually a Diamond League player and a Legend Hearthstone player, so if you guys have interest in that kind of content, I could try and churn that out. If I do League, it would probably be like full gameplay as opposed to highlights or something, because I'm not good at video editing, as you guys have probably noticed, since I do these all in one take. Well, most of it in one take. So if you guys have any interest in anything like that, or other RuneScape related endeavors, let me know, and I will try and do them for you. Thanks again for watching. So this is the only guy here who kept chasing me. I don't know what he was doing. Basically, I logged in and there was a ranger who was also on Ancients, who was like level 88, who tried to kill me, and he splashed everything, and then as I was running out the gate, I saw this guy standing there who did not cast a single spell, despite chasing me. I was almost at the Chinchompa area at this point, which is like basically where you are at the canoe. So he chased me quite a ways, despite casting 0 spells, and the other guy that was with them was casting Entangle, and he kept splashing, so they all gave up. This guy chased the longest, and I was laughing too hard to get a very good screenshot, but there he is in all his initiate glory. I thought that was pretty funny. So most of the people that will try to PK you at Lava Dragons, not very good, including this guy and his friends, but you should bring some sharks just in case. So thanks again for watching, guys.